I know you as a very good student of history, and if we look strictly at the economic indicators and security data since 2023, and the wanton killing of Nigerians across the country, does the current administration deserve a renewal of their mandate in 2027?
Who gave them a mandate in before? Before you renew mandate, who gave you the mandate? You cannot enter the house. I mean, it is a Yakubu Mahmoud mandate with the conspiration of Buhari and however they arrived at that. Until Mahmoud Yakubu tells us what caused the glitch in 2023, Nigerians will continue to question the 2023 election. And that is what they are trying to build on, because we allowed a certain level of criminality to be consolidated on.
Right, everyone, as the 2027 general election comes to age closer, now the political actors concerned are beginning to make moves to ensure that they come top in the coming election. Now, of course, not only they, but also their supporters. Now, this video is about one of Obi's staunch supporters. He's named by Peter. Now, he's one of the loyal, obedient supporters. And in this interview, he was able to tell us why he thinks Tinubu is going to lose this general election. Now, like I've always been saying that there has never been any time in Nigerian history that the incumbents have been set to be on the place of losing an election than this particular time. That is because in Nigeria's political history, this is about the 2015 general election brought a game changer, which of course saw the incumbent president of former President Goodluck Jonathan being swept away by the APC, which is now the current party in power. Now, ever since then, a lot of people are more all the time morning courage that the sitting president will lose his election, which has never been so right from time. Please watch this particular reason this man gave.
Continue to question the 2023 election, and that is what they are trying to build on, because we allowed a certain level of criminality to be consolidated on. If you look at every statistics in the country, Nigeria is almost an entirely failed state. You cannot have an egalitarian society, a country that has a commander-in-chief, where people will enter a community, go door to door, killing its citizens, and the commander-in-chief can do nothing. Today in Nigeria, they kidnap people. When the girls in government secondary school in Kebbi State governor is an APC governor. He sent a message until today, nobody has answered. Before that attack, we had intelligence that they will attack that community and the school. We deployed military and law enforcement to the place. Few minutes before the attack, somebody gave an order for them to leave. After they left, few minutes later, people came and kidnapped people's children. Who gave that order? Has Tinubu told Nigerians who ordered troops to leave that government secondary school in Kebbi State? And he's a master strategist. Master strategist for mouth without any master strategy on security. Renewed hopelessness, renewed hunger. There are places in Niger State today where terrorists and bandits collect tax from Nigerians. Criminals are running sub-governmental levels under a government, and we call it a society that has territorial integrity. Bandits and terrorists are holding stakeholder meeting in the open in Katsina. One of the police ACP who was killed, Aminu Dayi, according to reports, the head of the bandits in part of the place in Katsina gave an order that part of the implementations for why they will come for that peace deal is that the law enforcement officers must come in mufti. Mr. Victor, guess what? The bandits themselves, the terrorists, came in the uniforms of the slain police officer to meet with government officials. In Nigeria, terrorists kill law enforcement, attend peace deal with government in the uniforms of the slain officers, and the law enforcement of that country is told not to come in their own uniforms, and that is what we call a government of a master strategist. What a shame. What a hopeless situation that we find ourselves. But we cannot be despondent, because that is what they want. They want this country to be completely captured. Nigeria has almost been taken hostage. If we allow, the people who are surrounding Tinubu do not believe, nobody supports Tinubu because they know he is competent, by the way. Let us put that straight. Everybody who is around him is there because of what they can get through him. Look at the visit in Turkey. Look at the outing of the president in Turkey. The personal physical stamina that is needed to lead a country like Nigeria is quite an experience. The president should be grateful that God gave him opportunity to live to a good old age. Old age is not a curse. It's a blessing. But how do you hold an entire country ransom because of your personal selfish ambition and greed? So you people are standing on the mandate that is falling. We cannot allow that. So whatever that it is, Nigeria is projected that more than 140 million persons will go into extreme and multidimensional poverty, increasing from the initial number this year. It is not any major breaking news. There is no desperation to fixing that. What we need is tax. That is where we are. Shame.
What do you make of a commander-in-chief where 160-something people are kidnapped in Kaduna? Security agents deny it.
Yes.
Show me the evidence if you have evidence. And when evidence is finally presented, they begin to rationalize. And then the next few days, you have 160-something people killed in Kwara. The commander-in-chief does not make a stopover in any of these areas. Neither does any high-ranking government official visit such area. And in Kaduna State, the people walk back home. How did they walk back home? Nobody knows.
We recovered
such a commander-in-chief. Should he be given an opportunity to continue to lead the people in that light?
Does Tinubu call himself commander-in-chief? What is he commanding? A commander-in-chief that is sharing territory with terrorists and bandits. Is that a commander-in-chief? That is what we have reduced commander-in-chief to. So in Nigeria today, US helps to fight security. France helps you to collect tax. Tinubu is in charge of defections to APC. That is what the president is doing. That is Tinubu's role. So maybe he's commander-in-chief of defections or movement from other parties, fighting opposition parties and moving everybody to convert Nigeria to a one-party state. Not only did the police deny the incident in Kaduna, the local government chairman is on record to have been telling his citizens not to escalate the matter because the governor, Sani Uba, is carrying out certain unfortunate projects around the community, so they do not want, they should cover it up. People were taken. And why is it that Nigeria is the only place where people will be kidnapped in numbers? First of all, sir, how do 200 people get kidnapped in a country? That is, there is no presence of, there are ungoverned spaces in Nigeria. There is no law. That is, people will come with motorcycle. Do you know that kidnappers, part of ransom list now, kidnapper will even add tire, motorcycle tire. They will add provision, milk, Milo. I said kidnappers are the ones that they badun. They go take Milo, they go take Lipton, they take sugar, kidnappers in the forest, and people will go there. They have network to reach us, so we don't have network to transmit results. And then people will be killed, and then you say that you recover them without any arrest. There is no gunfire. Somehow they just go somewhere, they say, Bayo Ononuga will say, due to intelligence, we told them they must return them, we go there and go and take them. You are deceiving yourselves. We are rewarding criminality, and that is why it will not end. What are the allegations on the Minister for State for Defense? The persons in, why has the government not named persons who are linked to terrorism and brought them to book? What is keeping them? Who is shielding who? That is why security has become a major economic enterprise. The more money you put into it, the more it escalates. We are not being sincere. If we don't fix and end this kind of rudderless leadership, everybody is a potential victim, because today's victims were yesterday's survivors. Tomorrow's victims will be today's survivors. God forbid that Nigeria happens to me before I activate.
Now, looking at this particular scenario, now a lot has been said about Peter Obi. Now, there is a particular movement in ADC which is called the Peter Obi or Nothing. And this is because this movement is seriously campaigning for Peter Obi, and then they wouldn't want anybody to get that ticket instead of Peter Obi. That is because they believe he's the right man to fly the ticket of ADC. But let's not forget that this is Nigeria, and then there are always conflicting interests. In that ADC alone, we have close to 4 big wigs: Obi, Atiku, we have El-Rufai. Possibly we may also Amechi also may contest for the ticket of that party. Now, this is very, very important because it's going to be a serious tug of war, because of recent we have Seyi Makinde who is saying that he will definitely want to come to ADC if Atiku Abubakar will guarantee him the vice presidential aspirant slot in the party. Now, the belief is that Peter Obi, even if he fails to get that support from if he fails to get the ticket of ADC and he chose to move to another party, he's still going to amass a lot of support, especially from the Igbo part of the country. So they are also looking at having somebody like the present governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, to probably get the votes of to split the votes of Tinubu, since Atiku may likely not get anything from the Igbo-speaking part of the country. But of course, in the meantime, now let me know what you feel concerning this analysis of this man. How serious is he? Because a lot of people, a lot of arguments that comes up is whether Obi performed as a former governor. A lot of allegations have been made, were leveled against him, some of which he hasn't even clarified. Now, in most times, in fact, he doesn't make reference to Anambra State. Each time he does his campaign, which is not palatable. Because if you are presenting yourself as the best candidate, and you have once governed a space, or you were once a governor, and you think you are the best as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, you ought to once in a while make reference to Anambra where he once governed, but the Obi hardly does so. But we don't know. So we keep our finger crossed, and we let you decide. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to this page. This is Pulse Media. I'll see you in another video.